everybody. Welcome to Bestie Talks. I'm Corey.
I'm Chelsea.
And we're going to talk about stuff. And today we have another guest.
Yay, Steven, welcome.
Yay. Guest. I guess that's what I am. That's why my name takes this.
Yep. Hi, my name is Steven.
Reminds me of a job simulator.
Right? That's what I was going for.
This host.
So, Steven.
Yes.
Do you recall how you and I met?
Yeah, actually, it's, if I recall, I met a mutual friend at the time, Dan, at Komoricon when I was doing cosplay chess. And somehow we started talking on Skype, and he's like, oh, hey, yeah, SoccerCon's coming up, and I have this group I'm going to be hanging out with, and apparently they want bodyguards, so do you want to be a bodyguard? I'm going, what does that entail? He goes, just hanging out, because it's going to be like two girls dressed as Sailor Moon. I'm like, why not? And then he invited me to like a group chat thing, and then I started talking with you, Daniel, some other guy who actually, when we met him, he looked like the bad guy from Roger Rabbit.
Oh, God, don't bring him up, please.
And some other girl whose name I can't remember, but like we saw her con, then she just vanished from the face of the earth.
Yeah, she vanished real quick.
I guess she went poof.
Just vanished.
Yeah, like no one, like she just didn't go online. She didn't respond to anything, and like she was just gone. I can't remember her name. That was like 11 years ago.
Yeah, because that was 2009.
Yeah, I'm looking up at my little badges on my wall. I think I have basically all the ones I went to except for like 1 year, which I don't know what happened to that badge, but yeah.
So my favorite part of us all meeting up at SoccerCon was how you thought you found me, but did not find me.
Yes. Well, you said you were dressed as Riku, and so I'm like, okay, cool, girl dressed as Riku. Chelsea's like, no, I'm not Chelsea. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
He hugged this random person from behind.
She was totally chill about it. She's like, oh yeah, no big deal.
Oh.
That is kind of, I noticed that like, yeah, maybe it's just because like the Me Too movement and stuff, but it's like, back when I first started going to conventions, like random strangers could come up and just like touch you and hug you and do whatever, and it was like cool. But now it's like a harassment. Glomp circles. I feel like glomp circles wouldn't be a thing anymore.
They're not.
They're not. I guess that's true.
Kind of like they're a thing at SoccerCon, but they're not con permitted. But so they're not on like they're in like the little courtyard thing, but it's not con sanctioned.
Right. I don't think they were con sanctioned before either, but
one of them was way back when in Komoricon.
Was it?
Uh-huh.
I never participated in any of the glomp circles. They kind of scared me, so.
Rightfully so.
I do remember watching one, and it was like they threw a water bottle in the air, and whoever the water bottle pointed to, everybody just like ran at them and like tackle glomps them. What's the thing?
I think that's basically what it was. I always like bypass like the glomp circle for when I go to shoots, but it's always like, okay, go out a rail and walk away and.
Yeah, I was always like head down, don't look at them.
Just imagine you covering half of your face like a celebrity as you're walking past the paparazzi.
Pretty much. And then when the first year,
don't make eye contact.
The first year that Brie went, I was like, if you see a glomp circle, stay away from it. And she was like, but why? And I'm like, because they're terrifying.
Oh, sweet precious Brie.
I have a video of her just talking, because I wasn't with them, and she's talking to the camera, and she's like, I don't know why Corey said to avoid glomp circles. They seem fun.
You know, it's like those things like don't make eye contact, don't move. They can't see if you don't move.
Right. They can smell your fear.
Or they can smell your nerdiness, more or less.
That's true.
Yeah, because half the people there don't shower.
Yeah.
I think that's, well, for me, I showered constantly.
Uh-huh.
So, for me, I'm like, that's really offensive. I always showered, but I do know people that didn't shower. Which I don't understand why you wouldn't. Like, it's a free shower at the hotel. You might.
Yeah.
The hotel costs money though.
Well,
It's people that don't stay at the hotel.
That's fair.
Like the con that I went to where I met Steven that year for SoccerCon, I was also meeting up with an Orin cosplayer, and he didn't get a hotel for whatever reason, and his car broke down. So he was staying at the con space the entire time.
I mean, I guess if you're really busy, like you are constantly going to like panel after panel after panel, you kind of run out of energy and time to shower, but even then, you should be.
I can't remember where it was or who I was talking to, but I think it was like South Carolina time, and they were talking about a previous con they went to, and they said that they would have mandatory, like they were like in a like a convention center, but they had like showers in the convention center. And they would have people go, okay, you need to go to your hotel and take a shower, and they would get 3 strikes, and then they would be escorted to the showers to shower.
Wow.
Wow.
That's intense.
It's like, hey, you're really bad. We need to take a shower. Here's your first strike, and they would like they would describe the person. It was weird. I'm like, how did that work? Like, it was intense.
That sounds really rude. I would hate to be enforcing that.
I mean, like, what if you did just shower, but you just smell bad? Like,
what if it's your clothes?
Right? I know. That's the thing is, like, I never washed cosplay. I don't think I've ever washed a cosplay because I was, like, always afraid of what might happen to it. Like, it would shrink or get stained or... So I, like, never washed my cosplay.
See,
but that I know of, it never, like, smelled though. Like I tried to take care of it, and like I did shower
like Febreze and
yeah. But like I don't think I've ever actually washed a cosplay. Like to this day, I don't think I've ever washed a cosplay.
See, that's why I made most of mine. I made sure that if there's parts that can't be washed, that they're movable. Or Febreze the heck out of ones that I knew I couldn't wash, like Blue Rhapsody. I couldn't wash that thing at all, so I had to Febreze the hell of it every time.
Yeah. Febreze was like our best friend going to conventions. We would Febreze the shit out of our costumes.
And this whole thing, like people were like use Axe, like, oh yeah, Axe is showering.
No.
Axe is the worst.
My soul.
No, I had a con buddy who would like not shower and just douse himself in Axe.
Ugh.
Did I meet this person?
Maybe. I don't know. I've been to a lot of cons, or a lot of Sakura cons. Let's see. Oh, I've been going to
If they
Sakura
didn't go to Komori, I probably didn't meet them. I've been to 3 Sakura cons.
I've never been to SoccerCon.
I've been to like
go.
I've been to like 3 Komori cons. So it was like my first one where I met Daniel, and there was a second one where I went with 2 mutual buddies, and then the third one was like, okay, I'm done. No, I'm done.
I think the third one was where you and I met up again.
Yes, because we had a mutual friend who was kind of in a relationship with me at the time, like quote unquote relationship. I'm not quite sure what that was.
Was it with all of my male cosplay friends and just nerd friends that have really bad relationship problems? Every single one of them.
I mean, Val, I think her name was, like, she came up and visited me for like a day, and we hung out, and
that relationship was awkward.
It kind of was. And then my last one was a fun one.
Don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So yeah, I was, and then back with the whole bodyguard thing. It's the other 2 guys just bailed, and so I was with Chelsea, and then this other girl walking around. And then turned out to like 8 Sailor Moon cosplayers in the group or whatever.
Yep.
And I was dressed up as Turk, so I was like in the bodysuit, and I had like a boken and walking around, and there I was, bodyguard to like 8 Sailor Moon cosplayers. And Buddy, who helped pay for my convention way, was trying to get laid the whole con, looks up to me. He was dressed as Rude, and he lowers his sunglasses, pulls me aside, and goes, "Dude, you know you have like 8 hot chicks with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "I hate you," and he leaves. And that was actually a fun con.
Yeah, I don't remember half of it though, unfortunately.
Nor do I really. I just remember Basically, hang out with the two of you, seeing Daniel off and on throughout the con,
And Connor.
and Connor, yeah. Like Connor was like off and on, but he was more of like just like he was busy.
So Corey,
Yes.
how have you been?
How have I been?
Yeah, tell me what's going on in your life currently.
I mean, I'm trying to pass a kidney stone. That's an experience. But I mean, other than that, actually, this week was hell in general.
Really?
Work sucked, and then Friday, I was like, at least it's Friday. It'll be the weekend. Everything will be great. You know, this is kind of all your fault, Chelsea.
How is this my fault?
Because you asked if I wanted to come over, and I said, no, I need a relaxing weekend where I'm not doing anything. And then you were like, well, you keep saying that, but then things come up every weekend. And I was like, not this weekend. And you know what happened? Kidney stone. So I blame you.
Blame Chelsea.
I blame you for this.
I'm on that boat. Hashtag blame Chelsea.
But don't. But Steven, it was really funny because I woke up just with dread all over me at 12:55 Friday morning. And I was like, I don't understand why I feel this way. This is really weird. It was probably just a dream I had. And so I forced myself to go back to sleep. And then I wake up normally in the morning and I see that I have a missed call from my best friend at 1:41 a.m.
Yep.
And I'm like, the fuck?
So do you want to know the story?
Yes.
Okay, so I went to bed at like 11 o'clock-ish, 11:30-ish, like I normally do. And around 12:30, I woke up and had like really bad cramps. And I'm like, that's weird, but whatever. So I went to the bathroom. Everything was normal. Got back in bed and I was like, wow, it's very painful. I do not feel very good. And I was like expecting it to stop, but the pain never stopped. It was just like a really sharp pain in my left side. And I'm like, okay, this is like getting unbearable. Like I couldn't go back to sleep because it just hurt so bad. So on my fridge, I have a 24-hour nurse phone line. So I called them and I was like explaining it to them. And they're like, well, what's the pain level at right now? And I'm like, I don't know, like a 6 or 7. It's like, it's uncomfortable. I can't go back to sleep, but I don't think it's like life-threatening. And she was like, okay, well, if it gets to be around like an 8, go to the ER. Otherwise, wait until the morning and then just go see like your normal doctor or something or go to urgent care. And I was like, okay, sure. But the pain like would not stop and it was just getting worse and worse. And I was like, I think I'm going to have to go to the ER. And so around like 1:30-ish, it got to the point where like I couldn't sit or lay down. I had to be standing and walking for the pain to be kind of manageable. So I was like, okay, this is getting kind of ridiculous. I think I need to go to the ER. So I called my uncle first, and it went straight to his voicemail because his phone was turned off. So I called my aunt, and it rang a few times, but I also didn't get a hold of her. So I was like, okay, well, I didn't get a hold of either of them. So I was like, do I call Chelsea? I know she's sleeping. Even if she picks up, it's like she's going to have to wake up Clint. If Clint's even there, they're going to have to come over here and take me to the ER. So I like debated it for a while, and then finally I called you. You didn't pick up. So then I was like, well, who else can I call? And I was like, okay, well, I can call Tenna, and Tenna can at least like Uber here, and we can like Uber to the ER together, so at least I'm not alone. So I called Tenna. Tenna didn't pick up. So I was like, who the hell can I call at like 2 a.m. that could possibly be of help? And I'm like, nobody. There's nobody else I can call. And I'm like, do I just keep calling people and harassing them until they pick up? And I was like, no, I don't want to be like that. So I called Bree. And Bree picked up after a while. And I told Bree, like, hey, I'm in a lot of pain. I think I need to go to the ER, but nobody is picking up their phone. And I'm like, my choices are go to the ER now or wait until 8 or 9 when the urgent care units open. And so I was like, I don't know what to do. And so she ended up getting in the car and driving up because she's like, well, I can be there in 4 hours, which doesn't help you now. But if you're going to wait until like 8 o'clock anyway, at least I can be there. So I'm like, okay, might as well do that. So I was like trying to get the pain to go away, and I did take some Tylenol as soon as I woke up, and that wasn't really kicking in. So I was like, I think I need to go to the ER. So I told Bree, I was like, I'm gonna go to the ER. Just meet me there, because she was still only like a half hour to an hour out. So I was like, I cannot wait until morning. I feel like I'm going to die. So I called a Lyft, and my Lyft driver was he was apparently an EMT for a while, so that was cool. But he was like, it sounds like it's a kidney stone, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. So I got to the ER. I like almost threw up in the poor guy's car. Like I was feeling real sick at that point just because the pain was so bad. So I got to the ER. I told them what was going on. And they're like, well, it sounds like a kidney stone, but we'll like do a bunch of tests and stuff. I think it was around 3:30, 4 o'clock ish. I finally just couldn't take the pain anymore, and I just like threw up everywhere. It felt so bad. So then they were like, okay, this is getting serious. We need to give you an IV. I've never had an IV before. I'm terrified of needles, but I'm like, you know what? I'm in so much pain. Just put it in me. But like, he looked at my right arm and he's like, your veins aren't straight enough, so we can't put it in your right arm. And I'm like, okay, do something. So they put it in my left arm, and they gave me some good drugs. Let me do. Instantly loopy. And then I had to get a CAT scan, and like, at this point, I'm sleep deprived. I'm on drugs. I'm like, yeah, they're like, how's your morning going? I'm like, I'm passing a kidney stone. How about you? Like, I was so out of it. I was like talking to this guy for so long, and like, and then Bree showed up around like 5:30, 6 o'clock ish, around there. And at that point, I was just kind of waiting for the results to get back. And then it was around like 7-ish. They're like, yep, it's a kidney stone. So it wasn't big enough that I needed surgery, but it was big enough to cause me lots of pain. So they gave me lots of pain medication before I left. And then we had to go find a pharmacy. But of course, all the pharmacies aren't open until 9. So we just kind of drove around for a while. And then finally around like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we got back to the house, and I just like passed out. And yeah, so that was my Friday. And now I've just kind of been taking these pain meds every 6 to 8 hours and just waiting for that to happen. But it's not fun. I have to pee into a strainer, which is an interesting experience. And yeah, my life has been strange. And then I'm supposed to drink, I have to drink 12 8-ounce things of water every day now, because they were going off like the dietary things and like the list of like, I can't drink caffeine, I can't drink soda. I'm like, I don't do any of these anyway. So I think the main thing is I was just dehydrated. So moral of the story, drink your damn water, people.
No.
So yeah, so that's been my weekend.
So fun.
Yeah.
I've been watching Digimon.
What season? Just one?
I actually have it all on my hard drive, like all like 8 seasons.
I mean, the first 3 are only the good ones, so.
The first 3 were good. 5 was good. Didn't care for 4.
I hopped off the bandwagon after 4 because I was like,
Oh.
I've seen bits and pieces of 5 and 6, but
I liked 5. 5 wasn't bad. It was different, but it was still back to like the roots of like, oh, you get a partner, they digivolve, and yay.
yeah, that's why I hated
Or they evolve technically. I'm watching in Japanese, but it's yeah. And then the new ones just started. Well, technically, it started a while ago, but because
or a different one.
This is Digimon 2020.
Right.
It's actually really good so far. It's going really fast. Like we're already like episode 12, I believe. Let me triple check. But yeah, we got Where Garurumon already.
Oh, really?
Yes, like it's.
Yeah, it's going real fast then.
Yeah, no, like it's like we've had everyone go to the champion, and now we're going through their ultimates. Episode
Yeah.
11. Sorry, yeah, we're episode 12 coming up, and they've it's Lilymon.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. Huh. Yeah, and the
No,
old one
but
took them a while to get to Ultimate.
it's I believe because I'm just watching. I think it's episode 22, 23, and we're just getting all of them again because we had Mega Kabuterimon. I think it's the upcoming episode I'm going to watch, or Artur or Kabuterimon, but it's completely different than the original one. Like it's beginning with like just the 6 kids, and TK and Kari aren't there.
I was gonna say 6 kids. Where's TK and Kari?
I
mean, Kari wasn't there for a while. But...
Well, we don't quite know, but Takaru or TK or Takaru was just name dropped this last episod. So I'm guessing because they're trying to find the holy Digimon, and the holy Digimon like are like Sephirimon and Ophanimon. So I'm assuming they'll be coming into play soon.
Yeah.
Because they're on all the promo posters.
I was gonna say I'm looking at the promo poster right now, and they're both there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's weird.
But no, we've seen both Takaru and Hikari in like passing, and like second episode or third episode, because the first 3 episodes are like the retelling of our war game. Which is basically like, oh, cool, Thread and Omnimon and but they're little kids at this point, so they're it's really. And then like third episode, like Tai gets pulled into with Sora, and she's like, oh, what's going on? And so it's progressing through there, and like Ogremon was there, and I'm enjoying it because I'm a Digimon nerd. I love Digimon.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because when I first heard that they were doing it, I thought it was just going to be, just the same story.
No, it's completely different.
I thought it was going to be like Sailor Moon Crystal, basically, and I was like, I'm good not seeing it. But yeah, just reading over it, it looks like it's basically a complete retelling, which is...
It is. And
it sounds really good.
And the music's like it's not Butterfly.
That's
or Braveheart, but it's like the opening's okay. It's no Butterfly, but the evolution songs are amazing.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Be the Winners, the champion one, and they have a new ultimate one, which is like Oh
yeah, you don't like Digimon. I forgot.
I'm gonna have you binge watch like everything with me again.
Well, that means you have to come over again, Steven.
No, we can do it through Discord. I recently, because my old hard drive's like 10 years old, and I'm afraid it's gonna die out, so I got a new one recently, and so I'm moving everything over, and I have every Digimon thing. Like I have all the movies. I have except for Try, which I actually want to get hard copied of because that was decent enough.
Yeah, I have the hard copies of Try. I haven't watched them yet. I watched the third one because
I liked Try. Try was different.
Yeah.
But like then people were like, oh, it's too different, and people weren't happy because Gatomon became Megidramon, which is technically canon. But people also want Ophanimon, which is also canon.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like Gatomon has like a split evolution she can go into.
I mean, they all technically do.
Yeah. Or it's Tailmon in Japanese, but it's still really good. And just still, I still love Gomon and Joe. Gomon is such a adorable little cupcake.
I know, yeah. He was one of my favorites. It was like Patamon and Gomamon were like my favorites growing up.
Yeah, no, it's
out of this season anyway.
And apparently it's stated for like 66 episodes. So
wow, so it's a long one.
No, and people are thinking like we might get like different evolutions down the line because Bandai has like their pre-order for their Digivice thing, and it states all their evolutions kind of through a thing, going okay like this. But if there's 66 episodes, something else is gonna happen that's gonna be different. Because if they're going this fast, if we're episode 12 and we're already getting Lilymon.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they're already that far, then something bigger is definitely gonna happen.
And we technically have met Devimon, but we haven't met Devimon at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Like he's been like, we've seen his like figure,
Right.
And we've heard him talk briefly, but that's it.
Are they going to make him like a big bad guy? I mean,
I-
he was the big bad guy in the first one, but if they're already at ultimate level, like
Yeah,
he's
no.
gonna be a piece of cake.
Like that, or maybe like he will become. Maybe they're gonna, because it's always been hinted at that Devimon was Mayodasmon.
Right. Yeah.
It was hinted at like briefly, like wasn't like, oh, like he is Devimon, but it's one of those things that makes sense because Mayodasmon is in the evolution line of
I was
Devimon.
gonna say he's in the evolution line. Yeah. So it would make sense to do that.
But I don't know just quite yet or how far, because like the first big bad was Argomon.
Hmm.
Like it was like, oh, little baby, and then like he went up to Mega, and then they had
Right.
to have Omnimon destroy
Uh-huh.
him.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out for sure. Because yeah, I just assumed it was gonna be just a remake, and I was like, I don't want any more remakes. I'm sick of it.
I was gonna be okay with that too, because it's Digimon, and I'm like, give me more.
That's true. They definitely could benefit from doing a remake, but a whole retelling is just so much better.
With the Digimon thing, it was like a Digimon, it was 02, then it was Tamers, which was decent. I like Tamers.
Tamers is my favorite.
Yeah, Tamers was everybody's favorite because it was a little more real and darker.
It was
And then-
so much darker, and like, I mean,
Yeah.
season 2 had a lot of dark elements, but I feel like they never pushed it. Like they still wanted it to be family friendly.
Well, with that, well, technically it's different in Japan, but
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah. But originally, like when they did the whole Ken arc,
Yeah.
originally
Ken's
they were
crazy.
they were going to go into another direction, but the two directors had a fallout or something, so they went with the one
Mhm.
director's path, which was Venomiotis or Malamiotis, whatever one it was, the big
Yeah.
white Myotismon.
Yeah.
But originally they were going to go to like the dark world with the Kari backstory, because they did that one.
They never really did anything with that,
No.
did they? They always hinted at it, and then it just
They
kind
were
of went
it
away.
was that one episode, and then
Yeah.
it showed Dragomon,
Yeah.
and then they were gonna go that way, but then like the directors had a falling out or had a disagreement, and so they went that one path of that. But it could have been completely different.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I didn't hate Adventure 2, but it's
I
definitely
didn't like how they ended it.
Yeah. Oh, the ending was terrible. The ending got me so angry. But like, yeah, it started out really strong, and then yeah, it just kind of derailed kind of around the time.
It
Yeah.
was good up until like the whole spore thing happened.
Yeah, that's when I kind of stopped caring because I was like, what is even happening right now?
The whole spore story was the one director's idea.
Yeah, I believe it. Because it felt so different than the rest of everything.
Yeah. And then Frontier was
Frontier was a hot mess.
I'm gonna sit through and watch it all in Japanese to see how
Different.
yeah. And then
Yeah,
there was
I'm like, there's some stuff in Frontier, like the stuff with I can't even remember his name, the brother.
yeah, no, that's like the whole
That
dark
had
spirit.
some potential, but yeah, Frontier just pissed me off because they didn't have Digimon really.
That was my thing.
Yeah,
And actually Frontier almost killed Digimon.
Yeah, Frontier, yeah. That's when I tried watching it and I was like, I can't get behind it. The characters aren't that great. And then the fact that they don't have Digimon, because like in Tamers they fuse with the Digimon, which I was all for.
Yeah.
But for Frontier, they just become the Digimon, which like it's a cool idea, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
It's not
and
really fun.
then after Frontier, it was like 5 or 6 years later, it was Digimon Savers in Japan.
Yeah.
And Data Squad in America, and I enjoyed that.
I think I only watched the first episode, and I was like, it's fine, but it's not for me.
It got better. I mean, it's like it had like a backstory thing, and the whole brand new kid coming in like mid-season.
I liked that they were older.
Yeah.
I liked that it wasn't just more 10-year-olds.
And then after that, it was fusions or cross wars.
Yeah.
Which I'm like not touching that, but I have it. I'm gonna watch through it all just because.
I've only watched the episode where they brought in all of the.
Oh yeah,
the leaders, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because like the big bad's like so dangerous, they need to bring like everyone from the past.
Yeah, there was some meta moments because like Ty was from like Adventure 1, but then you had
Davis.
Yeah, Davis from Adventure 2, and he even was like, "Wait, why are you younger than me? Like, what is this all about?" And like that stuff was fun, but that's like the only episode I saw was that one.
Yeah, and that was a weird one because that was both 6 and 7 because of how they weirded it out.
Yeah.
And then there was 8, which was something they tried different was Digimon Universe
Yeah.
Applemon, which I enjoyed. It was different enough, but it was still fun.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that one. I'm like,
No, it was
now.
not brought to America.
Yeah, which is why I don't know about it at all.
No, I'm like, oh, and then it's basically they have like each your phone has apps, right?
Yeah.
Each app has a Digimon tied to it, or a Applemon tied to it. And then the chosen kids, and then like kids get like this weird device which lets them fight with their Applemon, and they go to like their like rookie forms or up to their super like mega form.
I'm sorry, but I keep hearing Applemon, and I'm just like,
Applemon.
This is why I hate Apple products.
Applemon, yeah.
No.
But no, like it again, like seems like most Digimon series need like, oh, a new kid brought mid-season.
Yeah.
It's like the whole trope thing. It's like with season 1 Adventures was Kari.
Yeah.
Season 2 was Ken. Season 3 was like the other kids.
Yeah, the other kid. I don't really like the other kids that much, but
4 was the brother.
yeah.
5 was this kid who wound up stuck in the digital world because his parents brought him and he got raised by Digimon.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, season 5 was intense. And then like I didn't watch 6 or 7. Then 8, like the best friend. Turns out he has one. He's like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm guessing mid-season we'll get TK and Kari brought in.
Probably, yeah. If they're keeping it that would make sense.
That, or they could like bring in the girl from Try.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because in Try they said, oh yeah, I have the Digivice. I did all this stuff.
Uh-huh.
And
well, that's like in the movie it was what's his face? I can't think of his name right now. The one with Terriermon and Lotmon.
Wallace, yeah.
Yeah, Wallace, yeah.
It's like they could totally go on that direction.
Yeah.
But and then they had and 02, they had the one kid from America go, oh yeah, I was there when
they had
Gorillamon was attacking the Empire State Building.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. They've always like hinted at other kids, but they don't really do much.
And also in 02, Ken was originally a little kid with a Digivice.
Uh-huh.
And Rio from Rio was the one from Try. Or the Tamers.
From Tamers.
Yeah, because he was one of the main guys, but we never saw his rookie except for like one episode.
Yeah, there was like a brief flashback, I believe, that showed it.
Well, also, like, there was one episode where it's Monodramon. It's like this little purple dragon thing, which I loved at the time when he came out.
I loved him so much.
But he wasn't really that big. Like, he was there for like one episode, but he didn't talk.
Yeah.
He was just there, and then he was Cyberdramon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they could go so many directions with they're calling it Digimon Adventures 2020, but its pitch name was Digimon Psi, PSI.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully enjoying it. I think most original voice cast is back except for Sora, who died.
Right.
But she still sounds enough like her original voice that it's not jerking enough.
Not distracting. Yeah.
Distracting, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So since we're on the topic of anime,
yes,
I wanted to ask you guys some questions.
Okay.
The first one being, what was, that you can recall, your first ever anime?
My Neighbor Totoro.
I was gonna say it would be My Neighbor Totoro if we're talking movies.
What about TV shows?
If you're talking TV shows, my first was probably Digimon, honestly.
Or Pokemon and Digimon came out roughly around the same time.
I wasn't allowed to watch Pokemon, so I was a Digimon person.
Yeah, no, I think I started with Pokemon, And then it was kind of Digimon because it came out all roughly around the same time because it was all like elementary school,
Yeah.
4th, 5th grade.
Mine is obvious. It was Sailor Moon.
No, I could never guess that.
Yeah, if we're going like Toonami ones, I think it was Sailor Moon, but I wasn't a fan of it as much as I was with Tenchi.
It was, and I think later on, then I started. It was like Cardcaptor Sakura. I remember watching that when I was little.
I never really watched that.
Yeah, I have it on my hard drive, like the Japanese one, the
Uh-huh.
one where her and like her best friend, or her best friend had a crush on her or something,
Yeah,
and her
Tomoyo.
brother and the guy with glasses were a relationship or whatever.
Yeah, they were together in Tsubasa.
Before I knew really what anime was, it was like Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
Yeah, those
One
like,
Piece. I think was the one that really got me hooked into all this stuff. Shaman King,
oh, I
and
forgot
that's
about
coming
Shaman
back.
King.
That's coming back. They're redoing Shaman King.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about Shaman King. I just remember
Oh, I
religiously.
love Shaman King. I love like the Game Boy Advance game that was like Castlevania, but it was Shaman King.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
So, what is your favorite anime show-wise, not movie, of all time?
Right now,
What are you defining that? Like one I could watch over and over and over and not get sick of, or
Yes.
one that you like? I mean, it'd probably have to be Full Metal Alchemist.
Toradora.
Really? Okay. Why Full
That
Metal
or
Alchemist, Corey?
Why Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes.
That
And
was
specifically not Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, specifically the 2003 anime. I don't mind Brotherhood. Brotherhood is good too. But the 2003 one, it's nostalgic, and it's just the anime that I like. That's the one that really like. I watched anime, but that was the one that I was like, yes, I love this thing. I don't know what it is. I guess it was like because fundamentally, it's not a story I would enjoy like plot wise. The art is very basic. It's just I don't know, something about it is just really nostalgic for me. I love it a lot, even though there's some cringy moments when I try to rewatch it now. And again, towards the end, it does derail a bunch because they did the thing where they started making it before the manga was finished. So, I mean, they fixed that with Brotherhood, but like even then, I didn't hate the end of the 2003 one. It just got kind of weird.
With Brotherhood, actually, they finished it at roughly the same time, the manga and the anime.
Yeah.
Because the artist or the mangaka was like, okay, cool, here's the ending.
Yeah.
Because this is how it's wrapping up, and so she would send them the transcripts of her manga while she was working them, so they would get it in time.
Yeah, that makes sense. And like,
Yeah.
I like Brotherhood just fine, but yeah, specifically the 2003 one, just it's very nostalgic for me. I made a lot of music videos with it. Me and my friends cosplayed and LARPed it all the time. Like,
Maybe another one I liked was Gurren Lagann.
Nice.
I only saw the first episode with Chelsea. I haven't watched more than that.
Actually, both with Brotherhood and Gurren Lagann, I was watching that because I went to Job Corps for a while, and I was sitting in my room with my lights off with my little laptop screen watching it, and my buddy knocked on the door and he's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, or my roommate answered the door and my buddy sat down right next to me and we finished watching the final episodes of Gurren Lagann. And he had no clue what was going on, but we were all like hyped for the final battle.
Mine would have to be, because I was sitting here thinking, the one that I really just want to keep watching over and over again is Another.
I don't even know what that is.
It's so good.
Heard of it.
It's about this kid who gets transferred into this class, and weird things start happening in the class. All of a sudden, people start dying from random accidents. When I first
have you shown me this?
I
Or
have
told me about it. Okay.
when
I'm
I
like,
first
sounds
started
good.
watching this, I was like, okay, why is this rated mature? I don't get it. And then I got to like episode 4, and that's when the first actual death happens, and it is gory as fuck. And it blew my mind. I love watching that anime.
Yeah, see, there's a bunch of anime that I really like watching.
Yeah.
Just analytically. Like, I like watching Madoka. It's not one that I could watch all the time, but I like watching it because I always think there's fun little things that I catch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's just Paranoia Agent. Every time I watch that, it's a mindfuck.
I like pretty much anything Trigger does.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think the only thing I really didn't care for, like a lot of time Trigger does begin really good, but they kind of have a
Uh,
they kind of drop off like mid series or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Like Darling in the Franks, that was good up until a point. I'm like, really? Like I enjoyed Brand New Animal. That was really good.
So, what is your favorite anime movie?
Your Name.
Yeah, no, Your Name has to be up there. Yeah.
No hesitation, no competition. Your
I
Name.
still need to watch Weathering with You and
It comes out in September. I'm so excited. finally.
actually Weathering with You's you can watch now on a computer. I'll send my little ads on YouTube for it.
Well, yeah, I can find it places, but I pre-ordered it over a year ago, and it's finally coming out next month. It was supposed to be out in May, but COVID happened.
Yeah, all
so
this happened.
it kind of bumped everything back. But no, Bree watched it in January in theaters, and she said it was really, really good, and so I'm really excited for it. But Your Name is still my favorite.
Yeah, I saw Your Name in theaters. I saw like literally like right before all this happened. I watched the new My Hero movie in theaters with a buddy.
Don't spoil it for me.
It was good.
Don't spoil it.
And then I before that, a buddy like a month or two before that happened, I went to go see Stampede, One Piece Stampede in theaters.
Nice.
That was also like I like One Piece. I cosplay Usopp.
Mine is Kiki's Delivery Service. Nothing will ever beat that movie out for me.
That doesn't.
I think that was the first anime movie I physically owned. Besides Pokemon movie.
I think Kiki's Delivery Service is my favorite Studio Ghibli film.
Yeah.
But not my favorite anime film. I think
Your Name was amazing. I saw that in theaters and I loved that.
I can only imagine how good that would be in theaters.
Yeah.
Though I did really like that one movie you showed me with the dog prince. With the little girl that turns into the teenager, Corey.
Mirai?
Yes, I liked that movie.
Yeah, that was cute. It definitely wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was very cute.
Yeah.
I've only seen it that one time. I think if I rewatched it, I'd probably like it a little more.
Yeah,
it may just be because of how the dub was, but I fucking love Kiki's Delivery Service.
Yeah, I definitely have to watch it in the original like English dub. Yeah. I can't watch the subs. I can't watch the other dub. I can't watch the like remastered. It has to be like the original. Did Kiki
only have one dub? I thought.
No, she had multiple.
I thought Totoro had 2 dubs. I know that.
Most Studio Ghibli films have 2 dubs, actually, because they made one originally, not with 4Kids, but whoever had it before. And then when Disney bought it, they like remastered it. Kiki's is very similar. It's just like Gigi has a different voice actor. I think Tombo has a different voice actor. I want to say Kiki has always been the same, though. It's just like the other people are different.
Yeah, no, I remember when I saw, oh, look, it's Totoro. I'm like, this isn't Totoro. I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah, right? I know. I grew up religiously watching the original English dub of Totoro. And then my aunt bought me the new one. And I put it on all excited. And I was like, wait a second. This is not right.
Never seen the English dub of Totoro. Only ever watched the Japanese one.
Yeah, we would, when I was little, we would go down to like the rental store, like literally down the street from my house, and we would go in there and we would get it. My mom's like, oh, why do you like this stuff? Don't worry. And she's like, it's a phase, don't worry. And I'm like, it's not a phase.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't know where we got our copy. It was just like a recorded VHS of Totoro that we just had. And I don't know where it came from. See, we had a lot of those that were just like recorded VHSs of things like Last Unicorn. And I'm like, who got me this? Because like my parents didn't care about those things. So
what's also funny is I remember when I was little, I would go to my great aunt's house and she would have a Thumbelina anime.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually...
I fucking love that anime. It's so good.
Okay, so it's a movie in America, right?
Yeah.
But in Japan, it's like a 36 episode anime.
Yeah. No, I fucking love it. That was another one that we just had on a VHS that we're like, where did this come from? Who knows?
But yeah, no. And it was like a 36 episode thing that they cut down like an hour and a half movie.
Yeah. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, no, the movie's on YouTube, but the series is not. Like I found on
Yeah.
eBay the entire series for like $40.
Nice.
Like
Yeah, no,
and like
that.
oh yeah, cool. It has English subs and so I'm like kind of want to get it, but I kind of don't.
I would get it. I loved that thing. It was so nonsensical, but I still loved it.
In your opinion, what anime needs more seasons?
That was a part-timer.
I can see that.
I would love that.
There's so much manga for that. You'd think that they would. But...
Yeah, no. Buck and Test. That needs more series.
Buck and Test. Oh.
I actually I have it all and the OVAs and I have a lot of anime.
What do you not have, Steven?
Another season.
I don't things that I want that I don't have just yet or
So like if they announced another season like right now, which one would I be like the most hyped for kind of thing?
Yeah.
You know, I want to say there's so many that I would love to have a season 2, but I think the one that I would lose my mind for and like instantly buy would be Panty and Stocking.
That's what I was gonna say. That's mine.
I'm like, I have a lot that I would be like, yay, that's cool. But if they came out with the second season of Panty and Stocking, I would pre-order it in a heartbeat and be
I
like,
would lose
yes.
my shit. I would lose my shit so fast.
Right? I would be freaking out. I would be like, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna do all this shit. Like,
we're gonna cosplay from it again.
Yes, I would be 1,000,000% for that.
Yes.
Because like there are others that like would be fun to have another season, just because I'm like I like that one. But no, Panty and Stocking is the one that I would be like losing my shit for. So
yeah. Yeah, no, I would like New Buck and Test. I would love Devil's a Part-Timer. I enjoyed that. That was fun.
They do only have one season, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have so much manga and spin-offs. You think that they would do another season.
It's actually a light novel.
Yeah. They should do
like
more.
apparently in a light novel like Mao and the priestess have a kid or
That's weird.
that stumbles from the future or whatever and they're like, what's this?
Oh no, I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen like fan art and stuff with it.
I want them to redo Soul Eater like the manga. I want them to Brotherhood Soul Eater.
Hmm.
I think it's interesting because they did do Brotherhood, and now there's a lot of anime that are doing it. Like they did Sailor
Fruits
Moon.
Basket.
They did Fruits Basket, yeah.
Or they're doing Fruits Baskets right now.
I was gonna say Fruits Basket is on season 3
Two.
right now? 2? I know that they're doing a season 3.
Yeah.
Which I haven't watched any of it. I was obsessed with Fruits Basket at the time, but like looking back at it now, I'm like, it's good being in my past.
Speaking of Fruits Baskets, what is an anime that everyone else loves that you think is trash?
Like trash.
Like you cannot watch it.
Lucky Star.
Yes. Yes to that. That's not the one I was thinking, but yes.
Can you imagine if Lucky Star came out when TikTok came out?
Good Lord, no.
Oh God.
I think mine. You know, I'm gonna get some hate. I'm gonna say One Piece.
Ooh.
I can't stand the art style.
Steven, cover your ears.
The
Not
story I'm okay with. I'm invested enough in the story because I did do a lot of research when we were cosplaying it, but I can't stand the art style at all.
That's acceptable. Like I like One Piece. Oda has a very distinct style.
Yeah, and I just don't like it. I can't get into it. I
That's
appreciate it, but I can't watch it at all.
Yeah, no, just Lucky Stars, no. Just no.
Yeah, Lucky Star, no.
Mine's Attack on Titan.
I can agree with that. Of course, that one
yeah.
has. I have the first season,
Mhm.
but it's kind of has like attachment to me. I'm like, no, I can't like it. It's
Attack on Titan, I was into it for a hot second. Like after season 1, I was like, okay, this is fine.
yeah.
The art style is also one that I had to really force myself to kind of get used to. But I was like, it's not bad. But then it just kind of started going downhill for me. And then, yeah, because it was everywhere and everyone was obsessed with it, I'm a hipster, so I got sick of seeing it. So,
Yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like, remember I was at con a couple years ago, and do you guys remember at Komori-Con the Twinling cosplayers?
Yes.
Yes. The con I was Ashitaka for. One of them was being San for the cosplay contest. And I was sitting in the McDonald's by the convention center, and they run up to me because I had his little sword. Like, is that Ashitaka's sword? I'm like, yes. Here's our number. We'll call you tomorrow. She's gonna be Sai. I'm like, okay, cool. And my one friend's like, wow, Steve, you are a con pimp, because we would also be a joke that I was a con pimp. And then she's like, oh my gosh, Steve's the con pimp. I can't believe it's true.
No,
And
that's pretty accurate.
So then I call her the next day, and like, okay, cool, meet me in this area, and then the one person, because I didn't realize who they were at the time, and I get walked backstage to the cosplay contest, and I'm standing there, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're the Twinlings? Like, yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got the Twinlings phone number. And I ran into them like a couple cons ago, and I'm like, hey, and then they kind of look at me for like, I wish I could talk several cons. They're like, oh my gosh, it's you. I'm like, yeah. And we were talking about how everything like has changed in the con atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
How there's no longer like the Naruto's or that kind of thing. Because now it's like Attack on Titan, My Hero, like this is before My Hero got big. So it was like Attack on Titan was like the biggest thing. Like every con or every like con generation, there's like the big cosplay thing.
Well, I think it's like every couple years or something, there's that one that like everybody just does because it's basic and easy and you can kind of bullshit it. So there's like the organization 13 members, the different Akatsuki, or just Naruto ninjas in general.
L.
Yeah, L.
Yeah, like when Death Note came out, it was like a huge thing. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, L, or like you saw them everywhere.
And a shirt and you're L basically.
My Little Pony was a big thing for a long time.
Yeah, My Little Pony was another one. Yeah.
And that was actually a big thing up until just like maybe 3-4 years ago. Then that kind of just slowly dwindled.
Yeah. I want to say like Steven Universe was another one.
Oh yeah,
that a lot of people did.
What's the one with Ciel? Black Butler.
Black Butler, yeah.
Oh, Black Butler. Like things that you don't really see anymore. Like when the Naruto thing died down, I was Guy last year last year because not this year. But I was my Guy for con last year.
I'm still a little bit sour over when I cosplayed May. Is that her name? The maid from Black Butler. Yeah, when I cosplayed her and like other people cosplaying the same character didn't know who I fucking was. Still sour over that.
You were her in her swimsuit, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess people wouldn't recognize it. I don't know.
One person recognized it, and that person made my fucking con.
Yeah, I remember my first Komori Con, I think it was. I was Dr. Stein because Soul Eater had just came out, like the anime. And I had like the big thighs, and I had the turning bolt headband thing. And we were walking across the park to the convention center, and at that point, the group I was with, there was the Dread Pirate Roberts, Spencer, who you've met, I think.
Yeah, I met him.
And another guy who was dressed as Toby from Naruto. And that's when Toby was apparently like the biggest thing ever on ice.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
On Rice. And I was like, oh my gosh. So they were running towards them, and they both go, well, here comes the glump. And they both embrace themselves. And they both run past them to me. They're going, you're Dr. Stein, aren't you? I'm like, yes, I am. And they're going, oh my gosh. And that's when I met Chris, who's Mojo Jojo at cons.
Oh, yeah.
The big Mojo Jojo guy.
Yep.
Like, he ran up to me, goes, like, I'm sure if you've seen pictures of Chris, you would know who he was. But he's Black Mike guy. Ring any bells?
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. But no, he's like he goes to cons and he's like a Yojimbo or whatever. Like he's like a con staff member. Like he helps like surprise the con and stuff. But he ran up to me and he's like twisting his head like he has the gear, and I turn, he goes, oh, and he gives me the biggest bear hug. Like he's a big dude. Like he comes up, picks me up, and like pops my back. Goes, oh, you're awesome.
Oh, that's funny.
And I ran into him like 2 years ago at con, and we were talking, and he was janky Santa Claus from Rise of Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And he had like a cotton ball beard thing. And he's sitting there and he's taking it off. He goes, hard to do this. And I'm like, and he says something, I'm like, Chris, yeah, what did you just say? He goes, and he was banging him the table because he was picking the cotton ball out of his beard.
I have one more question, then we're done. What anime world would you live in?
What do you mean by anime world? Like if you could be in that anime?
Yes, if you could live in the world that anime is based in, which one would that be?
Tsubasa.
Which world, Corey? That's cheating.
Why? You said that like anime. Why can't
Yeah, but
I
which
pick
anime
that?
world? Tsubasa has so many different worlds. Which one would you live in?
You go to different ones. Fine. If I only had to pick one world to live in.
Oh, geez. Probably Food Wars, because so many good cooks would be out there in the world.
Right? Oh.
That or like something like very like mild or something like love story, like My Love Story or something like this plain ordinary like everyday world. That was another really cute series.
Would I just be a person in it? I wouldn't be like a main character or anything.
You'd just be a person in it.
I think I would want to live in Chobits.
Really? You want a persicom?
I want a person. That's the closest thing I'm going to get to a boyfriend. So I would save up all my money and get me a persicom, and we would live happily ever after together.
Or you find one that, or you find one in the trash can, and
exactly. I will have a trash boyfriend. I'm okay with that.
Oh god, I think like.
Oh my God.
Or even just having a little mini one. Like Sumomo, it'd be great.
I love at the cons little Sumomo cosplayers who there was one a while ago, like years ago, who would have like a little whistle and she would do like morning workouts.
Mine is either Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon.
Pokemon's a good one.
Digimon.
Probably more Yu-Gi-Oh.
Why?
Because the
card games on motorcycles.
That too, but because you can either choose to enjoy the game, or you could just be a bystander. With Pokemon, you have to have random monsters living with you.
Well, you don't have to, but it's...
Have you seen anybody in the Pokemon universe that doesn't have a Pokemon?
I'm sure there's somebody out there. There's a lot of Pokemon. I have to go through and watch it all.
I mean, you live with dogs and cats and birds and fish and stuff. I mean, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can't fucking destroy you.
So get a little guy.
Depending on what kind of pet you get and how disastrous they are and monstrous they are, but yeah.
You could have yourself purloins.
They can sit on you.
Eat me.
What, a purloin? They're tiny.
Yeah,
oh no, I'm thinking for ugly, like the big one that just sit on your face.
Yeah, no.
Like feed me.
That's Finn. You just described Finn.
My Roommate's a Cat Baby. That's a cute series.
I haven't watched that one.
You have to watch that, Chelsea.
It's on my watch list. I have so much stuff I have to do.
It's. I went to a friend's house to help me with a cosplay before all this happened, and they had a tuxedo cat, and I'm like, okay, so I put it on. Like, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. But yeah, no, if I were to live in a world like Food Wars, maybe, because there's all the great cooks and.
But then you'd have to pay for all that food.
Not if I marry somebody who has good food taste.
But you're also in Corey's situation. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
Wow. Harsh.
Okay, so next week we'll talk about video games. Thank you again for joining us, Steven. Thank you, everybody else, for listening. If there's anything anime wise that we should watch. Corey's not going to watch it. That's a guarantee. But
Nope.
I probably will. So go ahead and let us know.
I might too. But I have a huge list of stuff to watch, and I need to get through all of Digimon, which is like 800 episodes plus, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not that big. It's
enough.
yeah.
I'm not watching that much Digimon. Sorry.
Okay, bye.
Bye.